Welcome back today, guys. We're working on the G35 again. So, as you see down here, I got this oil pan spacer and this oil pan that I thought I'd have to get rid of. But I think with the oil pan spacer, I'll be able to run that pan and the intercooler piping. So I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna go get some bolts from the parts store, and then I'm gonna try to figure out the Plenum. The hardware kit only came with 11 bolts. So I gotta figure out what to do with these 6 on the top. So I'm gonna run to the parts store, get some bolts for this oil pan, get that going, and then we'll end up trying to figure out the plan. So we just went to the parts store, and they did not have a bolt long enough, which I didn't think they would. So I'll have to go to Fastenal, which is only open 9 to 3 during the weekday. So I'll have to figure out some way to do that. You guys see back here, that's a coil radiator. I'll be showing you guys when we get back to the house. All right. You guys can see it's a coil. It's the Hyper V-Core radiator. Take the styrofoam out. I bought it off of my friend who also lives here. He has a top mount turbo 350Z, and he ran this one for 1 season. And since he fabricated his own stuff, he had to switch to the HR radiator, so I went ahead and got this off of him. He didn't need it anymore. It's gonna help a lot. Also, since I knew the guy, he sold it to me for a good deal. So now I can get rid of this old one back here, get this thing on there. All the fins look good, everything looks good on it. So yeah, this is my radiator I will be running. I'm sure you guys are familiar with it. If you guys are familiar with at least VQ, I don't know if they make it for other platforms, but I know they make it for VQs. Obviously, that's why I have it. It's really reputable. So yeah. So as for the oil pan, I want to run this spacer, because if you guys remember in the last, I don't know if it was 2 videos ago or what, whenever I got this turbo kit on, I realized that this piping hits this oil pan due to it being extended off to the sides for inlets and outlets. So I have to figure out if I can maybe run this still and this, and it'll clear to run this intercooler piping right here. It'll sit up a little more like up there, and then out to the intercooler. So that'll be something I'm gonna have to figure out this week when I have my girlfriend or my mom go run and get some bolts from Fastenal if they have them. I'm going to I still haven't tightened this yet, so I'm just going to go ahead and do it now. I'm going to run the original housing and the thermostatic housing. So we're going to quickly go ahead and tighten those. All right. Well, this isn't very good for you guys, but it's just me tightening down the housings. So I'll show you guys where it is after I tighten, just so you guys understand. There are actual torque specs for this. Be careful, don't break anything. So that was an OEM housing. Coolant line goes here. This one goes up top. And that's just for, they call it cooling. I don't necessarily know if that actually cools anything. And then the next thing is just, you guys have seen it. I've shown you guys it before. Oops, I'm holding it upside down for you guys. Z1 thermostatic housing. This just slides on here like that, and then you take your filler bolt, and it threads on to this the inside bolt. I think I'm gonna have it like this. If I need to switch it around, I will. Should be fine either way. And this bolt, you have to use a, hold on, let me find it so you guys can see it. It's a T60. That's what I'm using, at least. It's pretty big. Pretty big. So I can get it to go on my ratchet. T60 on here. Like I said, be careful. You don't need to tighten it too much. It's just like your oil filter. Don't tighten it too much, just enough. Make sure you have your gaskets on there. Otherwise, you will have oil leaks, and then you'll have to take everything back apart, which would be horrific because you'll have oil coolers and everything plugged in. It won't be a fun thing if you have to plug those back in. So I went ahead now and got that done. I could put these, oops, I could put these hoses on, but I'll do that here in a little bit. I want to figure out the plenum spacer. I've had these problems lately where I'll order something and something just doesn't add up. I don't know if I'm just not understanding the whole plenum spacer aspect. I went ahead and ordered the hardware. Let me put it all right here. Okay. And I understand that, you know, bolts are supposed to go all the way around. But what do you do with these bolts? Because they're not going to hit down all the way into the plenum, and then you're going to have a vacuum leak or an air leak or, you know, whatever. So I do not know yet. I'm going to have to figure it out. If not, I don't know yet. So, quickly, the plenum is going to have to wait just a second. You can barely see it off camera. I have it tucked up. I'm going to go ahead and put this bleeder port in. I completely forgot to put it in. It's going to be really hard, though, because I have this regulator in now, and I got to get this hose down here on. So I'm going to go ahead and do a time lapse of that because I know it's going to take a second. So here's the bleeder. Oh, focus. No? Okay, here's the bleeder. Z1, comes with a gasket, and it goes on the top. I'm using an, hold on, let me spin it around so you guys can see it. Oh, you guys can't read it. I don't ever want to focus. HW5 to tighten it down in there. Put this O-ring on. Push the O-ring on the bolt. Spin her on here. Make sure it seats good all the way around. Make sure it isn't protruding on any area, and then make sure you just tighten her up. Make sure she's tight. Okay. Now you guys are gonna see me do the fun part, getting this into this hose down here with the clamp on. That's gonna be the hardest hose for me. If you guys don't have this regulator, you guys aren't, you know, don't have a regulator right here, it'll be easy. I should have done it before I did this, completely spaced it. Now I'm here, I'm gonna hate myself. So, time lapse, start. Alright guys, so I got that bleeder valve. Oh, oops, sorry. The bleeder valve. What the hell is going on? This thing is not working very well. Is right back there. I had to disconnect, or I guess not really disconnect, just take 2 bolts off the backside of this regulator and pull the regulator out to get that bleeder in there, and I had to pull my plenum off. Luckily I didn't have it bolted down yet. These were the bolts I was talking about. These 6 right here. It's not going to run right if I don't have bolts that are long enough to go all the way through there, and they didn't give me 6 long enough bolts to go through there, so I'm just kind of confused on what I'm supposed to do with the plenum spacer. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this regulator gauge on now, because I've been putting that off. There's no reason now I have the motor in to not have it on, so I'm going to go ahead and put that on. And then we'll see where we're at after that. Went ahead and got that regulator on there now. Everything behind the plenum should be done now. I guess what I wanted to do in the start of the video isn't going to be able to happen today, with the oil pan not working out. And I got to find, I guess, longer bolts for this, or I got to figure out what the heck's going on. So, yeah. Alright, so after finding a couple videos and realizing that I'm an idiot. So you take your OEM bolts and replace them with these 8 right here, okay? These 3 are the back 3 of the OEM. So basically what you do is you take your OEM bolts, and the ones that are farther back, closer to the firewall, you'll move them up, and you'll put your new 3 long bolts in the back, and then you just get rid of these 3 off the OEM hardware. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get it on now and get going. And so with the Z1, you'll get these like washers. They have seals on the bottom. Those are actually going to go with these bolts as well to help seal those holes on top of the plenum. Just put them like this onto there, and then you'll put the plenum on top, and then you, I believe, use these right here, these washers with these. I'm not sure exactly on this yet. I have not figured out. All right, and then it comes with a package of these little washers right here. And those will go on these. And then those will just slide all the way down, and you'll tighten them down. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it all together. I'll see you guys when it's all right. Done. Plenum is all done. The special thing about this plenum that I have right here is that it has the taps right here for the Haltech. So I'll have to get barbs to go there to run vacuum and intake temperatures. This will run to the tubing to the intercooler. So today I'm gonna call that a day. I got plenum spacer on. I figured it out finally. Got this pressure gauge on. Got the coolant bleeder on. Not very much was done, but I got a lot of like little things that needed to be done. So yeah, thank you for watching.